Smart money isn't hesitating on Ethereum. Large investors are buying up most of the supply while retail holders are offloading their Ethereum. And that's exactly why you do see consolidation periods and drawdowns like we are currently seeing. But in the end, I do think Ethereum is in for another huge move to the top side, because this institutional accumulation we are currently seeing in the markets is going to have its effects quite soon here. So let's talk about exactly that within today's update video, but we will discuss a lot more than only that. We'll take a deep dive in towards the most important Ethereum charts, for example, Bitcoin charts, and the latest news hitting the market, mostly that Trump and Putin meeting from yesterday, and a little bit of altcoins. So from there, guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube videos, and then we can dive in towards the most important content. Since smart money isn't hesitating, like I stated in the intro, large investors are buying up most of the Ethereum supply while retail holders are currently offloading their positions. And in my opinion, that is one of the big reasons Ethereum is currently moving to the downside, but also one of the big indicators that we are going to see a big bounce quite soon here, because once this sell pressure from the retail side is going to decrease, I do think we'll see another huge push to the top side for Ethereum. Since institutions are basically accumulating millions, if so billions daily of Ethereum, I do think eventually the retail sell pressure isn't going to be strong enough anymore to be holding the Ethereum price down, because that is exactly what currently is happening. Whales are buying hundreds of millions in ETH every single day, institutions keep stacking more, and financial giants are raising billions to load up even more. So once retail is going to stop selling their Ethereum, I do think we are going to see another big push higher. And in our private Telegram, we are on top of this news, and we are going to monitor where this smart money is going to be moving next. Because once you're going to see that final Ethereum push higher, I do think also that is going to be a phase in the market where there is going to be a lot of money to be made with altcoins, basically in between this conservative case and this bull case. So this stage of the Ethereum cycle, I do think here altcoins will start going the most parabolic. So if you do want to get updated about our altcoin picks in the private Telegram group, make sure to check out the description on this YouTube video, because there you can find the links to our public Telegram and our VIP Telegram group. So make sure to check it out if you are interested in joining over there. And also, if you do want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins yourself in this final stage of the cycle, then you should do it on Bitunix, because here you can claim some absolutely insane deposit bonuses. So make sure to check the platform out if you're getting interested in trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself. And then I do want to quickly discuss Bitcoin, because I do think Bitcoin is trading in that final stage of the cycle. And I do think once Bitcoin is going to make that final move, it could be the last move of this Bitcoin bull market, completing this parabolic uptrend. I do think there's a high likelihood of Bitcoin topping out between 120,000 and 140,000 US dollars. I do think that's going to be a realistic target for Bitcoin this bull market. Maybe we top out a little bit sooner, maybe we top out a little bit later, but keep in mind the 4-year cycle is almost ending, and until proven otherwise, I'm going to believe in the 4-year cycle here. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious with Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is currently ranging basically. It's quite hard in my opinion to be predicting the Bitcoin direction here, because I do think Bitcoin isn't showing as much strength as Ethereum is lately. But I must say, on the short term, Bitcoin is flashing this major bullish divergence, and if this is going to play out and the RSI would move in towards these higher zones on the lower time frames once again, then we could see another move like this to the top side for Bitcoin. So this bullish divergence is actually looking quite bullish here, and is already starting to play out a little bit in this bottoming pattern here. So let's hope this momentum could continue further to the top side there. And from there, I do want to discuss some super important news, because yesterday we saw the Trump and Putin meeting, where Trump and Putin did meet in Alaska, and basically there's no ceasefire deal yet. There is stated that the talks from yesterday were very good actually, but not a lot of details are getting disclosed currently. Future meetings are possible, and now we are seeing the news coming out that Zelensky is going to visit Washington actually next Monday. Seems like that the ending of the Russia-Ukraine conflict is actually getting very close here. But yeah, it's going to be very hard to exactly predict this. Of course, it can still go both sides here, so make sure. But I do think definitely next week and maybe even this weekend, because we will probably see new and more news coming out about those talks from yesterday. Probably it's going to cause a lot of volatility in the market, because if this conflict is truly going to end, it's going to be super bullish. But of course, it could also affect the markets in a negative way still, depending on the news which is going to come out from here. So let's see about it, but it's definitely going to be super interesting and market moving in like the next few days. And we also should not forget about this news coming out yesterday, which is that the US Fed ended the program that stepped up the bank crypto oversight. So basically the Federal Reserve is going to relax the rules on crypto in the banking sector. So that is going to be hugely bullish. And then let's take a quick dive into towards altcoins and the Bitcoin dominance. Since the Bitcoin dominance is on the verge of flashing this bearish crossover, and a lot of people are stating that we have already flashed it, but that's not the case. We haven't flashed this bearish crossover yet here. It still has to happen, but it seems like it is going to happen in the near future here, because Bitcoin dominance has been losing a lot of momentum lately, and once it does so, it's going to be a huge signal for that altcoin season, because when we saw this signal in 2017 and 2021, there we saw the Bitcoin dominance making big moves to the downside, and we saw the total 3 market cap, so basically everything besides Ethereum and Bitcoin, making big moves to the top side. So it seems like this is going to be a huge signal for that altcoin season, and it could be flashing any moment now, guys. So that's going to be huge. It is not an altcoin season yet, but we are getting very close here. Now we are just consolidating on that altcoin season index, and yes, it's going to be imminent. It's unavoidable that altcoin season is going to start off quite soon. In Q4, I do still think the biggest gains are going to be realized for altcoins. So guys, make sure to don't miss an update video from here, because I will be updating each and every one of you all the way through this upcoming altcoin season. And guys, that was it also for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.